Hello everyone and happy Transfer Tuesday. It is the first Transfer Tuesday of July, one of my favorite months. It also happens to be my birthday month and we are going to start off strong. I love the first Transfer Tuesdays. Usually the first and the last Transfer Tuesdays of the month are the most exciting and today should be a pretty big one. And I do have investments to go over as well as, of course, saving for my student loans. I'm going to start with investments first because I do always make an investment on the first of the month, but I did have something else to share, and this was something that I mentioned 2 Transfer Tuesdays ago. I believe I was asking about if I should just go ahead and sell that M1 Finance pie that I had. It had like 8 different stocks, ETFs, whatever, and I decided to actually sell it. It was like $197 or something. By the time I sold it, which it did take quite some time, it was like a solid week before everything went through, and then it took a little bit longer to go to my bank account. It ended up being $198.90. So I went ahead and put that straight into my Roth IRA with Vanguard. So I purchased all VTSAX, and that was like 1.833 shares according to Vanguard. So $198.90. I made that contribution on June 30th, so the last day of the month. That's actually right when it came through, so I did it immediately. Something else that I wanted to mention is that I did get a dividend payout for $20.92, and I know I usually don't mention that, but I thought that was pretty cool. And I usually don't look at it. I believe I get paid out for the dividends every quarter, and it increases each quarter just depending on how much I have in there, and then I just have it reinvesting back into VTSAX. So that's pretty cool to see it on here, $20.92. And then I did make one more contribution to my Roth IRA, my usual $150 on the first of the month. I always do it on the first of the month. And so I did invest $150 all into VTSAX that bought 1.368 shares, which is good because that means the market was down when I purchased that, now that I'm looking at this. My Roth IRA is growing quite nicely, and it's pretty cool to see that. I am excited to be able to put more to, or I'm just excited that I was able to put more to it for the end of June, and then just getting to do it again the day after was really nice. I do now have over $7,000 in my Roth IRA. I know that could change depending on the market, but I will go over my exact amount from the end of June 30th in my June update. I have yet to film that. So right now it's a little over 7,400. And those are the only investments that I made. I did not have any referrals go through with M1 Finance. I don't know that I even have any waiting to go through. But yeah, now let's talk about savings for my student loans. I actually was doing some research on, not research, I just Googled student loan forgiveness and Biden to see the current status of student loans and what's going to be happening come September 30th. I found an article that basically had like 5 things that could potentially happen with student loans. I can link it below if you're interested in it. And I don't know if these people are like qualified to discuss this or if they're just throwing out theories in regards to student loans, but I think it's just interesting to read. So the main one was nothing happens. We do have to pay student loans in October. He was saying maybe he could extend it for 1 month. He could extend the forbearance or the 0% interest for 1 month, or it could be until the end of the year, or for an additional 6 months, so go through March, so that it would be like 2 years total without having to pay student loan interest or student loans at all. There's all these options. There's also like still forgiveness on the table of $10,000 apparently. So I really have no clue. I just occasionally will look it up if I think about it. And that's like, you know, every couple of weeks or so, I'll just see if anything has updated. But as of right now, I don't know anything really. So I am still saving for my student loans. And if you are new here, what I mean by that is I am just stockpiling my cash right now into M1 Spend, which is an earning an interest of 1% APY at the moment. So I'm earning a little bit of money from my savings, and then in September, if I do have to pay my student loans again, then I will make a lump sum payment. Now in regards to my spend account, so first of all, last Transfer Tuesday, I ended at $4,000 even in my savings for my student loans, and I did get an interest payment on June 30th of $3.14, which is always very exciting. I love to get passive income no matter what amount it is. So that came from the interest, $3.14, which brought it up to $4,003.14. And I haven't made any transfers until this morning. And that transfer came from Buy Me a Coffee, and that came from Renette. So thank you so much, Renette. She has transferred to me before. She has contributed to my Buy Me a Coffee, Buy Me a Debt Payment support platform that I always have linked down below, and I greatly appreciate it. She did send me $25 worth of debt payments, and after the PayPal fees and the website fees, it came to $22.72. So I did go ahead and make that transfer this morning before this video. So thank you again so much, Renette. And that's all I've done this week. So we got the interest and then the contribution from Renette. And I am going to do a transfer right now. And I think it's going to be a big one, because what happened last month is I ended up transferring over a lot more of my emergency fund than I actually needed. And I know that your first thought might be, oh, then just transfer it back to your emergency fund. But if you've been watching my videos, you know I have like a set plan for my emergency fund at the moment. So it will get filled back up. And I just am like, the money is just sitting there in my checking account right now. And so I'm going to go ahead and put $500 to my student loan savings right now. I could do more, but I do want to break it up into chunks just so I'm doing it every week, and just so I can see as the month goes if I can actually afford to put $1,500 toward my student loan savings. That is my goal for the month, $1,500. So we're going to knock off 500 of that today. So I'm going to transfer 500 right now. So of course, with the money that I put in this morning, I put a total this week of $522.72, plus the interest that went through $3.14. So this brings my new student loan savings balance to $4,525.86, which is a great number because this is basically one of my student loans. So let me show you. I actually logged into my account this morning, my student loan account with Navient, and I was looking at my balances of each of my student loans. I do still have 7 of them left, and I made this little chart earlier this year, going into 2021, and a lot of people who just started paying their student loans, they don't know their interest rates, but I knew all of my interest rates because I've been on my debt-free journey for several years, so I do have those written down. And the next one in line for me to pay, because I did pay off my car, as you all know, so this is my car, and then the rest of these are student loans, and this one would be the next one. And I did this in order of following the debt avalanche. So highest interest rate, granted they're not very high interest rates in my opinion, so I still don't know what's happening. I don't know my plan yet, but we're just saving and we're gonna go with the flow. But this one, student loan 1-07, is only $4,500. So it's like $4,530 something, I think. I'll put up a screenshot of what the actual balance is. And this number that I have now is basically exactly that. So if I do have to pay my student loans in September, then I'll be able to pay off at least one of my loans. And that's the one with the highest interest. So it's at 4.41%. Now, I will say the next one after that is a bit of a monster, over $12,000, a little bit over 4% at 4.04. So that would be the next one, but it is pretty exciting to, I know that I'll be able to at least pay off this one if I absolutely have to do that in September. So that would take off one of my student loans and I would be left with just 6. So I know I haven't really showed this much because I have not been coloring it in. I did color it in when I paid like $239 and some change to make my student loan balance even, and that's all that's been colored in. I haven't colored these in because it's not officially paid off yet. I don't want to color anything in until the debt is actually gone, so I just leave it blank. But yeah, so that is all I'm going to transfer today. Not all, that's a pretty decent amount, and you guys know that last month I wasn't really able to transfer as much, so I'm pretty excited to start off July with a bang. And I like to subtract my savings from my student loan balance, and my current student loan balance is $36,000 even, and if we subtract $4,525.86, that leaves me with $31,474.14 in student loan debt. I do still get questions as to why I'm doing this, why I'm saving instead of just paying down my student loans. I think most people understand why I'm doing it. It's just because I can. Like, I don't have to make a payment right now. It's not hurting me to not make a payment right now, and I am just saving up the money, so it's not really much of a difference. And in the meantime, I am gaining a little bit of interest on this cash, so for me that's like a win-win because I'm getting more money. I've had people comment like, oh, you're not even gonna make much, which I understand that. Like, obviously in 1 month I made $3.14, but that's $3.14 of me literally doing nothing. And this is month after month. I get a little bit of money with the interest that I have gaining on the balance sitting in there. So if you know me at all, then you know I am pretty much a penny pincher. Literally, I pick pennies off of the ground. So for me to earn $3.14 by doing basically nothing, then that's fine with me. Like, the money will be there. If I have to pay my student loans in September, then I will pay it. I'll decide what to do then. And yeah, that is my reasoning behind that. I know not everybody understands why I'm doing this, but I figured I would explain here in case you were curious. But that's it for me for my Transfer Tuesday. It does feel good to start the month with a pretty high transfer, but of course, if you can only do $5 today or even just $1, go ahead and comment down below whatever it is that you're doing for your Transfer Tuesday, whatever amount it is. If you're saving, if you're paying off debt, if you're investing, comment that down below, and remember to be proud of yourself and just proud that you are making a habit of doing these money transfers. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.